I think I need to get started, so I'm going to get started. Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending this talk. I'm really surprised about the number of people. So I'm going to try to show you how we transform product frustration into product love at Atlassian. I'm Hermance N'dounga, and I'm a product manager for Atlassian. So quick show of hands, are you familiar with Atlassian? Or, wow, okay, I hope it's for the good reasons. For the ones who are not familiar, the products that we are doing are Jira, Confluence, Trello. Maybe if I'm telling you these names, you are more familiar with it. But so basically, we are making product for people who are making product. A little bit of inception here. So at Atlassian, we have right now more than 20 products that our customer can buy. And so just like any other company, we were wondering, how can we achieve customer centricity? You know, this big fluff word, how can we make sure that our customer feel part of the products that we create? So for the past decade, our solution for that was this public feature request tracker. This is a place where anyone can log in or not, actually, it's anonymous also. And you can just create a new feature for any of the Atlassian products that you want, or just upvote on any feature that is already there. Well, if you manage to figure out your way around the millions, oh, now it's working, right? Okay. If you manage to figure out your way around the millions of features that are there. And that's how we were achieving customer centricity. So, a big fail, of course. The peak customer centricity we achieved was when our customer created a birthday cake that they posted on Twitter to celebrate the 15 years anniversary of one of their requests in our public track. Peak customer centricity. Why didn't it work? Well, obviously here, the customer don't give us any context about what they want. They are not in context of the product, and sometimes it's sensitive. They cannot explain us the full use case. Just a line doesn't tell us much. Then we get feedback from anonymous users, logged in users. The voice of a CTO were as much as the voice of Hermance trying to prepare her wedding on Trello. Same voice. So for the customer, not so good, but for the product manager, it's also a nightmare. Me, personally, I've never worked with that. You will understand why just after. But there is always a first, a second, and a third. And when you achieve the first, there is a new first. And so as a PM, you just go to bed with like this infinite list of stuff that you had to implement and that you know is in the light of everyone, right? And the last one is that in this feature tracker, there is no more visibility on what we are actually implementing. Because once we ship something, it disappears from the list. So people don't know what we built, and also they don't know that if we don't focus on that, what are we focusing on? So we had to create a new way of putting customer in the center of what we build. And for that, we use the new products that we are building at Atlassian to come up with new best practices. The product I'm a product manager for is called Jira Product Discovery. It's a product for product manager, and I'm going to introduce you to it just now because I'm going to share some screenshots of it. But basically, it's a tool where product manager can centralize all their ideas, add any criteria to it, centralize all the feedback and insights they receive about their feature, and then be able to prioritize them according to the feedback they receive, any criteria they want to use. Then after that, they can also create roadmaps that they can share with stakeholders or with customers, and all that in Jira. But it's not Jira, but it's in Jira. And so to create this product, we decided to completely change the way we add customer feedback to our product. And we think we are making a mark here, because on Jira Product Discovery, our CSAT that we measure with our friend from Pendo, our CSAT score is 86 the last time we checked, but it has always been above 82 since we launched the product, so 3 years ago. And it's also the fastest growing product at Atlassian, so faster than Jira, faster than Trello. I'm very proud of it. But basically, what I'm going to present you today are the different best practices that we have put in place to achieve customer centricity for this product. And so you will see some screenshot of Jira Product Discovery, but it's just supporting the best practices. So what did we do different? The first one is to be more proactive about this feedback that we are receiving. In this list that I show you, it was like people asking feature and never getting any reply, basically. The problem is that when you want to prioritize feature, when you want to create feature, you don't just use the list of stuff that people are asking for, right? You are also getting feedback from stakeholders. You are also doing product interviews, user interviews. You are also receiving feedback from customer success manager, account manager. And so at the moment where you want to prioritize your idea, you want to have an overview of all that in one place, right? So the things we did first is that we implemented multiple channels where we can receive feedback. The first one is the online community. So public forum, everybody can leave a question. From here, we receive feedback mostly from SMB customer and prospects. Then we have internal requests in Slack. So here we are receiving feedback from user like in Atlassian, because people are actually using the Atlassian product at Atlassian. We also receive feedback from enterprise customer via their account manager. And finally, we have an in-product feedback collector where anyone who is in the product can open this form and leave us a comment. This arrives into a queue, and it's a queue, so it's somewhere in a ticket where I'm going to reply. So I think having multiple channels for different people is not so crazy. I think the thing that is quite original in the Jira Product Discovery team is that we are doing what we call feedback rotation. So we are 4 product managers for this product, and for 1 week, each one of us is in charge of checking all these and replying to all the questions and making sure that we are capturing this feedback and centralizing in Jira Product Discovery. This enables us to do 3 things. First, me, Hermance, sometimes I have to answer a question that I don't know about, so I have to ask engineers, other PMs. Great, it gives me complete understanding and knowledge about my product. That's already good. Second, I never have to convince anyone in the team that we should work on this feature or this feature because, well, you know, week 1, I get this feedback, and week 2, it's actually the same that my colleague receives. So we are also quite aware of what is the best for the customer to build. And the third one is that because all this month, all of us participated to collect this feedback, when I am ready to work on one of these features, the time to discovery is like 5 minutes. I just open the Inside tab, and I have all the feedback that I gathered for a month, which is usually even much more than what I would do if I was the only one looking for feedback for my own feature, you know? And so, yeah, basically, time to discovery, 5 minutes. Opening this tab, everything is there, I can go back to all the feedback. So that's the first one. Second, build with and for a target audience so you can validate, validate, and validate. The common wisdom when you are starting to work on a feature is to say, okay, let's take some users and let's take a big number of them so it's significant enough. Let's do some interviews and anonymize everything, classify them into personas, and then write down a big paper on how this persona would like this feature or not. The problem is that humans don't really work like that. Like, working for a persona, it's not really a real person, you know? So instead, what we are doing is that we are creating these like 5 minutes highlights of video where we have 5 customers explaining in 1 minute what is the problem for them. And this is much more impactful than a big page of text. And so with this can be a problem area page or like a project poster, for example. This has so much impact on the rest of the team. For example, for my engineers, for my designers, to have them on board, to understand which problem they need to address. It makes them much more part of the issue they have to solve for the user. And so the people that I interview, I call them my lighthouse users. The lighthouse users, how do you find them? How do you recruit them? Oops. Basically, among all the feedback that I collected, that I showed you just before, I will be able to identify some people that are going to be very interesting to work with. And there are some criteria that they need to have. The first one is that this person needs to be a great communicator. Like, usually, even when they wrote the ticket or wrote the article in the community, they explain very well their problem, they explain very well why it's a problem, and they explain very well what they would like to have to not have this problem. First criteria. Second one is that these people need to have experienced the problem and try to fix it a lot, because you don't want to provide them with the solution and it's the first solution they see, right? It's biased. No, they need to have tried a lot of different things. And the last one is that they need to be ready to adopt new ways of working, because they will work. They will work with me like employees, kind of. With them, once I have my 6 to 10 lighthouse users, I do every step of the feature creation with them. So, interview to have the problem area, to create these little highlights of what is the problem, to propose them different solutions. Do you think this would solve your issue or not? Then, at the prototype stage, we show them with prototype, do you think this would solve your problem? That's also at that moment that we reduce the feature for it to be an MVP. So it's the customer who are telling us what is the MVP, what should be in milestone 1, 2, 3. Then, beta testing. If you accept to be part of this lighthouse users, you also accept that we will enable the feature on your side on production, and you will need to test it for us. And at the end, for each and every feature that we implement in the product, we are validating, is it working for you? Does it bring value or not? I'm not measured on like how many features I ship or if it's on budget or on time. The only thing I'm measured on is, does it have a CSAT higher than 75% or not? And if it's not, good. I'm working again, like I continue working, that's it. Of course, I'm talking about new features, like not bug fixes, right? Like new features, big features. And so then you want to expand in increments. So 6, 10 lighthouse users for a new feature is okay. But if it's like a new big product area, you actually want to validate a bit more. So 10 is good, but 100 would be better. For that, we go in the place, in the tool where we think people will have this problem, and we ask them, hey, are you ready to test a new feature to solve this problem? And if this is not enough, for example, if you launch a new product or a new edition, which is what we are doing right now, we are launching the premium edition, then we are placing a page directly on the website so we can have a very long list of potential users. And again, we will test with this 1,000 people, and we will validate if it's working for them. And the second part of like expanding in increments is like this MVP and milestone. So I don't know if you can see the screens, but basically you see here the roadmap for my product. And in this ticket, these are the number of insights that I received for the MVP. And so you can see there is 41 feedback. But for the milestone 3, that is supposed to start in at the end of this month, I received just 1. So am I going to ask 3 engineers to work on this milestone 3 for the next 6 months? Absolutely not. I stop here. Milestone 2 was good. People don't need milestone 3 right now. Great. Let's focus on something that will bring value to them. And the last one is closing the loop. So that was the huge problem of the old solution, the fact that people did not know what we were shipping. And so for that now we have internal roadmaps, which means that when the customer is asking a question to their enterprise account manager, they don't get the answer, oh, go check the public feature request tracker and find if your stuff is there. No, they are looking at this roadmap. If it's not there, they eventually contact us to Slack, but at least the customer gets an answer. Then we are doing public announcement, not just a little release note or not just a little banner in the product, but actual articles where we explain everything and where people can comment. And from there, we receive feedback saying like, oh, actually, this feature is not enough for me. Or people are saying like, yeah, perfect. Cool. I don't need to go for milestone 2 then. That's what it means. And the last one, we simply have just a public roadmap with various level of information. Like if it's a completely new feature, maybe they will just find designs. But maybe if it's a feature that is shipped already, well, people will be able to find a loom that describes the feature and an article that describes the feature. And again, those are, again, 2 opportunities to receive feedback. And so, that's it, actually. That's it. That's done. Wait. Because that's how we managed to change the perception that people have on Jira. And so for the one in the back, I would just read that. So I'm reading the one in the middle. I've gone from being a Jira hater to being a delighted Jira participator, especially since the rollout of the new product discovery tool. I keep bragging about this new software to so much that my colleague made this hilarious t-shirt for me. Look at this. So that's it. Thank you everyone for staying till the end. You can grab resources.